everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. I'm doing a Q&A today. I was going to do my nails alongside it and then talk about it while I was doing my nails, but if you know me well enough, you know that I'm not very good at multitasking, especially when it comes to doing something intricate like my own nails. So I'll forget to talk while I'm staring at them and it'll just be an absolute mess. So I've decided I am going to do my nails, but I'm going to do this video separately. So I have actually got to label some swatch sticks ready to swatch all the Gel Perfection colours that I've bought. So I'm just going to do the labels and talk to you at the same time. Well, I'm going to try anyway. So I've just done a quick Starbucks run to get my little iced latte ready. And I've wrote down all the questions that you've asked me. Well, I say all the questions that you've asked me. If I don't read your question, I'm really sorry. Feel free to send it me again and I will either type it out to you, the answer, or I will mention it in another video. But to be fair, I've got like 16 questions. Some of the questions sort of link to each other though, so I might answer them at the same time, sort of thing. If I haven't mentioned your question and you sent it me on Instagram, it's because I've just started a giveaway and I didn't make a note of all the questions that people had sent me before. I just left them there as a message ready to read them again, and now I've got a stupid amount of notifications from the giveaway and I've just lost some. So hopefully your question might be similar to ones that I'm already answering anyway, that people asked here over on YouTube. And obviously, like I said, if not, then you're free to message me at any time anyway and I will answer your questions. So, first of all, I wanted to start with this one just because it's a super quick answer. I can say it straight away and it just made me giggle. I don't know why, but when I read it, it just made me laugh. And it is, why don't you like green nails? The only reason I don't like green nails is because I just don't like green. Like, I don't have any, like, specific reason of why I don't like them or anything like that. I literally am just not a fan of green. That's all it is. I don't mind doing it like on other people, and I can look at someone else's green nails and think, wow, they look really good, but green on me just looks weird, like really weird. So I tend to stay away from green basically. Okay, so that one aside, next one we've got, I've not done any swatch sticks yet, but I'm just gonna have a little drink first and just talk to you for a minute. So we've got, what did you do to help your business survive during the pandemic? Which is a really good question, but it's quite awkward for me to actually mention because I didn't really do anything to survive. I'm really lucky where this is a Q&A and you get to know me anyway, so I might as well just tell you my life story. No, I'm not really, but you know what I mean. So I actually still live at home with my parents, with my partner. COVID kind of put a halt to our like house buying situation, obviously, because it's just put us back a little bit now because I've not been earning. So basically, because I'm self-employed, I need 2 years worth of books to be able to move out, blah 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 blah, for them to look at what my income will be. And December 2019 was the first year, like the first time I actually went full-time doing nails. And so April 2020 to 21, so last year, the first bit of the pandemic, should have been my first year of books, and then 21 to 22 should have been my second, and then by then we could get a house with my name on it, with my like earnings taken into account. But obviously that's put us back a year now, so we're now gonna basically move out, but I'm not gonna be on it. They're not going to take my earnings into consideration until I've been going for 2 years, because I have been doing nails for longer than 2 years, but I didn't make a penny from it before. I was literally working full-time, so I'd use my full-time wage to build up, to pay my bills and things like that I had to pay for, and then all the money that I got from nails, I basically bought more things, which is why I've got such a huge collection of stuff. That is why. If I started off doing this full time, then I definitely wouldn't have as much stuff as I have, but I will go into that in a different question later on. So I didn't really do anything to survive because I don't have anything that I need to pay for. Well, I do have a couple of things that I need to pay for, but because we'd been saving for a house anyway, I had savings in the bank, so I've basically just been living off my savings, which is really frustrating, obviously, but I'm very lucky to have savings. Some people didn't have anything at all and they didn't have anything to fall back on, so it was a much more problem of a situation, much more problematic situation to be in for them. So I don't want to really moan about it too much, but basically that's the answer. I didn't really do anything to survive my business to survive. I'm really lucky, whereas I've got a full like clientele list of regular clients that are really loyal, so I knew full well that every time we open from a lockdown, I've got a long list of clients to be able to go back to, which is really also very lucky because not everyone has that. But that's it really. I didn't really do anything. I did press-ons during the first lockdown, although I didn't advertise it very well. I didn't do a hell of a lot of them because I hated it, I'm not gonna lie. Absolutely hate doing press-ons. So I did do quite a few in the first month, and then it got a bit quieter. Then I did a few more when people were due another set after that, and then we were just like wondering whether we'd reopen or not. So I think people sort of stopped buying just in case I opened soon. It didn't work out that way, but I think that was the reason. So yeah, I tried to do things like sell like soak off kits. I sold quite a few of those. That made a little bit of money. Nothing substantial though. It was basically just whatever I could do to pick up a bit of something to replace the savings that I'd eaten into. But to be fair, if I was sensible, thinking about it, if I was sensible, I wouldn't have spent even half the amount that I've spent over the past year. But another big thing that I did to help not so much my business survive, because this doesn't really have anything to do with that side of things, but to keep me going financially in this year, I started a YouTube channel. So obviously I didn't start at the time to be able to make money from it, because you hear of all these YouTubers with 100,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers earning like £8,000 a week and this crazy stuff, and I wasn't expecting to earn that, obviously. Wasn't really expecting to earn anything, but then I actually became monetized in October last year. So I do earn from YouTube now. It's really not a lot for the amount of work that I put into it. I think I get between £100 and £150 a month from YouTube, but £150 a month when you're sat at home doing nothing anyway and you enjoy doing the work that is getting you that £150 a month, it's worth it, because it's basically extra money that I would have still done the channel without that money anyway. So it's basically it's a bonus basically. So it's one of those things. So that's another thing that helped me survive, because the things I was buying obviously for myself, but also to do haul videos because they're the most popular, and what's the point in uploading videos that people are not going to watch, so that sort of thing. But I'm going to leave it there because that's just question 1 and we're already 7 minutes into the video. So number 2 is, what lessons did you learn during that time about your business? And that was from the same person. The main lessons I'm just going to bullet point these and not go into detail because I've still got so many questions left. This video is going to be so long. The main lessons I learned was that I work too much. So I've actually cut my hours. Well, I've cut my hours down, but I'm still working a lot of hours, but I'm working a lot of hours over Monday to Friday now instead of a lot over Monday to Saturday. So I've also, when we reopened in July, I booked way too many people in the first week and a half. So instead of just telling people like you're going to have to wait 3 weeks because that's just the way it goes, I booked everybody in from my client list in the first 2 weeks. And I have like, basically I was doing like 7 or 8 clients a day, and they were all full sets of acrylic, and it was a long day. I was in agony when I finished. I ended up absolutely hating my job after a week of opening, and obviously that's not how anyone wants to feel about their job at all, especially when it's one that you usually love. So yeah, I've put a stop to that. I'm not doing it this time I reopen. I am doing 4 clients a day because that is my comfortable area. I can give every client extra time, whether it's just for us to sit and chat at the end, or so they don't feel rushed when they leave, or just for them to have extra time to sip on their coffee when they arrive. Just anything like that, just for us to catch up over the time that they've not been in. So all of my clients now get an extra like half an hour on their appointment. Whether they use that for anything is fine. If they don't, I will get a lunch break. So it's one of those things. That's definitely a biggest lesson that I've learned. I also learned I need to stop spending so much money on nail stuff. So from April 2021, which is now, I'm going to be spending a lot less this year because, like I said about the mortgage thing, we need 2 years of books, blah, blah, blah. So basically I just need to earn as much as possible now. And I've spent that much in the last year. I think it's sort of made up for how much I've spent this year anyway. So number 3 is, how did you know that being a nail tech was the job for you? I think I've mentioned this a couple of times, but I was basically obsessed with everything nails when I was 9 because I didn't have mine done, but I went with my nan to have her nails done. I can't remember what was happening at the time, but my nan was really upset about something. Probably wasn't anything big. I don't remember it, so it can't have been that awful, but she was a bit upset, and we used to go shopping every time I'd go and see her. So I'd said to her, like, why don't you go and do something for yourself, like get your nails done? Like, bearing in mind this was me when I was 9, but I was just really intrigued about the whole getting your nails done thing. So she said like I couldn't because I was too young, but I watched like every single process that they'd gone through to do her nails, and I was mesmerised. I absolutely loved it. Finally managed to talk my mum and dad into buying me acrylic kits when I was 10. Don't recommend this now. Do not buy your 10-year-old acrylic. Don't do it. It's it's not a good idea. But they weren't educated on it. Obviously I wasn't, because I was too young, and it wasn't really as big back then, so it was just like, oh, I'll just get her a kit, like, it should be fine. So they didn't do the awful thing of buying stuff on Amazon and eBay. They bought me a Neo Nails kit because they're open to everybody. So that's how I started off. When I was 10, I basically just practiced every minute of every day that I possibly could, right up until I was 16. And everyone at school got really angry at me because they'd all be like, oh, will you stop going on about knowing what you want to do and stuff, because they had no idea. And they were like, in year 11, not really knowing what they're going to do after school. They need to apply to college and they don't know what they want to do. So some of the people that I went to school with and were friends with then are still not settled in a job now, because they still don't know what they want to do, and we're in our 20s now. So I was really, really lucky that I knew from the age of 9 that I was going to be a nail technician. But it did sort of like, I always saw it as a job that I'd have to have alongside another job. So doing it full time, I always say I'm living the dream, and it sounds really cliche and really cheesy, but it's really true. I absolutely love my job, and I can't imagine anything better than doing it all day, every day. So I am so, so lucky. And obviously COVID aside, I just love it. I love it so much. So I think that's how I knew. Like, you just know, I think, eventually, if you find something you really, really love and you can do it as a job and get paid for it, I think that's how you'd know. Number 4, favourite type of design to create? I think in general, my favourite is marble. Obviously, that's not very specific because there's all sorts of different types of marble you can do, but that's what I love about it. You can do all sorts of different ones. You could probably never do the same one again, which I think is really cool, because even if someone looks at a picture of one you've done before and says, can I have that? You say yes, but it's not going to look identical. It might even turn out way better, and then you're like, oh, well, it's an improvement. So yeah, I think marble's probably my favourite. I love all sorts of marble with any sort of medium as well. Like, I like it with gel polish, I like it with acrylic, I like it with ink, with Sharpies, like anything. I love marble. Right, so if I'm going to a desert island, I've wrote in like shorthand and I can't 100% understand what I'm supposed to be saying. So I need to pick 2 coloured gels, 2 glitters and 2 coloured acrylics to take on a desert island with me. I'm not going to think about this in too detail, because every time someone asks me a question like this, I'm thinking, right, I need to pick a gel that will go with the acrylic that will also match the glitter. I'm not going to do that. I'm literally just going to state colours. So I think the 2 coloured gels would have to be... See, it's difficult because I don't want to actually have to show you them, but I'm going to have to be annoying on this one and not be too specific, but they'd basically be blues and purples. I absolutely love blue and purple. I'd probably pick a blue gel and a purple gel, a silver and an iridescent glitter, and then coloured acrylics, probably a blue and a purple again. So it'd either be like a dark blue and a dark purple gel and a light blue and a light purple acrylic, or vice versa, if that makes any sense. I hope that helps. It's not really a serious question. I don't know why I think about it in such detail. So then we've got top 3 nail related items that I can't live without. So my e-file would 100% have to be on that top 3. I genuinely, now I use an e-file. It's been quite a while, to be fair, since I've been using one, probably a couple of years now, but I don't actually know how I did nails before I had an e-file. I really don't. I was in agony all the time, and don't get me wrong, like, I still have severe back pain when I'm working, but my wrist doesn't hurt at all, my arm doesn't hurt at all, my hands don't hurt at all. The only thing I get pain in is my back, and that is because of my posture. It's not something I can fix because I have to sit the way that I sit to be able to do my job. I've been to the doctors about it and he told me to change jobs because, you know, nobody takes this job seriously. I wonder if he'd tell anyone else of a different industry to change their job because of backache, but I don't know. That's another story. So, I need another 2 things. Okay, so we've got an e-file. This is really difficult, you know. I'm thinking about it too much again. Like, I do this every single time. 3 nail related items you can't live without. I think it'd just have to be my e-file, my gel polishes. If I have to be specific, it'd have to be glitter gel polishes, and foil. But the foil has to come with Foil Me, else I can't apply it. So that's technically 4 things, but foil is a gel polish, and I said gel polishes, so let me off for that one. So we'll go with foils, gel polish, and my e-file. Perfect. So I can prep my nails, I can apply my gel polish, and I can have foil on my desert island. Not going to be able to apply it without a lamp, but it's fine. Right. Do I think I will always do nails, and will I ever move to a different space to do it? I know who this question actually came from because she was complaining that I don't live closer to her. I do think I will always do nails, 100%. I do think about this often though. Can you actually imagine like someone like in their like, because the age I'm 23 now, so I'm probably going to be having to retire when I'm like 98, with the way that the retirement age just keeps building and building. I think, can you just imagine me doing nails at like 65? Like, I don't know why, I just find that really bizarre. Like, I've never seen any elderly nail, not that 65 is elderly, but I mean older than me. I've never seen any people in their 60s doing nails, but I think that's probably because back then it wasn't really that popular. So maybe it'll be normal for a 60-something-year-old to do nails by the time we get to it. I don't know. No offence caused to anybody, by the way. Well, not meaning to anyway. If you are offended, then obviously I'm very sorry. Will I ever move to a different space to do it? If you're asking me if I'm going to be moving towns, then no. I would never move away. If you mean space as in like out of this home salon, will I move? Yes, I will. I was supposed to be going to a salon last year, but it all went a bit the wrong way, obviously because of COVID and stuff, so I don't know whether that's going to happen yet, but 100% my main aim is when we do get our own house and have our own mortgage with our own back garden and our own everything that we own, I will be having a cabin in my garden. That is the plan. I just haven't done it yet because obviously I'm in my parents' house and I don't want the cabin in their garden, so it's not really worth doing it yet. But that is my ultimate aim. I would love to have someone working with me, whether it be like someone who does aesthetics or hair, just something, so it'd be the sort of place where you could go and have multiple things done in the same place, because at the moment I only do nails. I'm qualified for a lot of things, but I don't offer it because I don't enjoy it. So I've took a lot of things off my list. So do I prefer gel or acrylic designs? That is a tough question because they're both very different. I think in general I prefer gel designs just because of removal and everything is so much easier. Like I actually like doing redesigns now that I use e-file bits from Willow Academy, because they are absolutely brilliant quality and make debulking really, really easy and quick, so that's good. But I think in general I do prefer less of a nightmare. I would just prefer to do it with gel polish, but the top coating of acrylic designs is way better than gel, because obviously with gel you see it come together and it's shiny all the time, but then when you top coat an acrylic design it's really exciting. So I'm not sure about that one. I think I'll go with gel. Where's the hole? Okay, number 9. Where do I find inspo for designs? I should probably start like actually doing what I came in here to do, really, because, you know, that would be useful. I don't even know what size I'm supposed to be doing these. Oh, let's just do that after. Where do I find inspo for designs? This is a mixture. Sometimes I'll look at a pattern on something. Like if I'm really, I don't do this very often, but if I'm really, really stuck, I will just look around the room and see what sort of patterns there is and colours and stuff. And if anything really goes together, I'll think, oh, I might give that a go. Like over there, I've got my aprons hanging up. One is a navy one. So obviously the actual apron itself is a navy colour. The navy's logo is gold. So that might give me inspiration to do a navy and gold set. Or my logo sort of apron with my name on has my name in pink, then the apron is black, so I could do a black set with pink or a pink set with black. I go on Pinterest a lot. I love Pinterest. It's really, really inspirational on there. There's a lot on there, but I don't always just look at nail designs. Like I can just type in patterns onto Pinterest, then recreate a pattern within a nail set, if that makes sense. Sometimes also the best thing, what I've been doing the most in lockdown, because obviously I keep mentioning that I keep running out of ideas because I'm doing so many videos, is I'll just put my hand in my glitter drawer, literally just like pick one up, have a look at the glitter, and then I'll find either gels or an acrylic to match the glitter. So that's how I come up with something like that. Number 10, how do I I was going to say that all really wrong. I'm glad I stopped myself in front of you all. How do I interpret client requests? Have I ever had a client not happy with a design? I don't really have to interpret client requests because they only really do it in 2 ways. So 3 ways. Technically 2. So the first way, they either bring me a photo, which is either a design that I've done already, or one they found on Pinterest or Instagram or whatever. They'll bring me something and then I'll just tweak it a little bit just to make it my own, so it's not an exact match, or they'll just tell me what to do what I want, which is what a majority of my clients do. just because it saves them the hassle of trying to pick a colour. Well, I ask them to pick a colour scheme, so I'll just say pick a colour or tell me a colour or colours that you definitely don't want, and then I'll work around that, and then I'll just make something up on the spot. It's usually the quickest way because I know exactly what I've got in all my drawers. Like I know what decals I've got, what stickers I've got, what foils. I know everything that I've got. If clients, stamping plates, I've got loads. If clients had to look through absolutely every one of those things to pick, they'd have to come like 3 days before their appointment. So it is easier, to be fair, to just tell me to get on with it. Number 11, what acrylic brush do you use / recommend? Any tips for applying near the cuticle area? Acrylic brush, I personally use either Tia's Beauty, Glitter Bells or Magpie, although I will say the Tia's Beauty and Glitter Bells one are pretty much identical. And that is not because Tia's are copying Glitter Bells. I've had a comment about this on my channel before and it makes me laugh. Can I just point out in this video that majority of the things you buy that are branded from anywhere you can get elsewhere, usually cheaper, obviously depending, unless you bought it from the cheapest place. But a lot of things are just brands put their name on it and then they price it up themselves. So this is exactly, well, I would say very, very similar. Obviously it's got Tia's name on it, so it's not the same in that respect. But it's one of those with the, I've just done that wrong, I've moved the bloody bubble. There we go. So this is one of those with those glitter pieces in that you can't really see because it's really glary. But and then I've also got a very similar one from Magpie as well. I use a mixture of size 8s, 10s and 12s, depends on the size of the client's nails and the length of them. Like if they're having really, really long, then I'll use a bigger brush because it covers more quickly. If they're having acrylic overlays and their nails are really diddy, then I will use a size 8. Also depends on if I'm doing a design and what design I'm doing. If it's a marble, I like to use a smaller brush just because it's easier for me. What else did you ask? Any tips for applying near the cuticle area? I think the main thing is you need to, it doesn't matter what area you're applying to, if you get your ratio right, you can apply it anywhere and it won't run all over the place. So if you're putting it near the cuticle area and it's like not flooding the cuticles like gel would, but soaking the finger in liquid, then it means you've got too much liquid in your brush. You need to wipe some off. So either wipe it on the side of your dapping dish a bit more, or when you've picked your bead up, put your brush down on your paper towel and then pick it up and it should be a bit drier. But yeah, ratio is 100% the most important thing when it comes to acrylic application. It makes it a lot easier if it's right. Just bear in mind that you won't find a ratio that's perfect for you for all the time. If your room's colder, it won't set as fast. If it's hotter, it will set instantly. So you need to just play around with your ratio and just know what you need to do with it. How do you reduce the smell of monomer in your home salon? Ventilation is so important with acrylic. I have a window open all the time. No matter how hot or cold it is, I just have a little window open. But then obviously if it is cold in the winter, then I have a little fan heater anyway, so it does heat up pretty quick. Ventilator, you can get actual ventilation. I don't have one, to be honest. Also get a bin with a lid on. As soon as you've finished applying the acrylic and you've got your paper towel with your acrylic on, put it in the bin, make sure the lid is on it so that can't escape. And then at the end of every day, empty your bin, making sure that there's none left in there, because the longer you leave it in, obviously the more you'll get in there and then the more the room will smell. Breathe. Okay, so we're on to the last few now. This is all the same person, I think, but just different points. So advice for aspiring nail techs. Point 1, how to get into the industry and which courses to take. So my opinion of this is gonna differ from some people, because it used to be that you couldn't get insured from an online course. Insurers just wouldn't allow it. But now, because COVID has happened and you couldn't physically go to a course, some places are saying that you can use an online certificate to get insured. I 100% do not agree with that. By all means, if you're going to be doing your own nails at home and you literally just want to do your own nails, then absolutely do an online course. They do teach, obviously I'm talking in general, I don't literally look into every single one, but in my opinion, you can't get training within a practical industry online. It's not possible, especially e-file training. I cannot get my head around why anyone offers e-file training online. I really cannot do it. I can't understand it at all. So I'd definitely say, I know that it's been difficult to be able to do in-person training because we haven't literally been able to do it, but in my opinion, if my options to become a nail tech and actually do it as a job and work on strangers that I don't even know that definitely would sue me if anything went wrong, if my options were to either do an online course during a lockdown or wait 6 months and do one in person, I would 100% wait 6 months, because it's just, I don't want to go too far into it because I get really passionate about things like this, but I just don't agree with online training at all. It's just not something that I will ever be behind. All of the training that I've ever done has always been in person, and that's the way I will always do all of my training when I train other people and when I go to get training as well. Which courses to take. So obviously you need to think about what you want to offer. I can't really tell you exactly which courses to take because I haven't really looked into them. I did my training as an NVQ straight from college, so I did everything all at the same time every year. Obviously there's people like me who will offer courses as a one-to-one basis where you'll be accredited at the end when you've been signed off and stuff, or you can go to a college and do it like I did. It just depends what's available to you and what you want to do. In terms of which courses to take, just make sure that they're accredited. You really need to look into them, and not only make sure they're accredited, and I don't want to say this in like a bitchy way at all, there are so many people in this last lockdown over the last year that have decided to become educators that, in my opinion, have a lot of work to do on their own work first. I'm not saying that they're rubbish or anything like that, but to be an educator, a lot of the time, like with the guild especially, because that's the one that I've looked into the most because that's who I'll be training through, they only require you to have 6 months' experience and qualification in a topic for you to be able to teach it. 6 months is absolutely nothing in my opinion. That is not long enough for you to know everything there is to know to teach somebody else. I just can't understand that. So don't just look at accreditation, because lots of people will be able to accredit you at the end, but you want to make sure that you're learning from someone who knows what they're doing and what they're talking about. You want to be able to ask them any question and then be able to answer it like that. You don't want to ask them a question and then say I'm not sure, or give you an answer that they think is right but they're not 100%. You want to know that the person you're going to is knowledgeable and has experience. So just look into it as well. Like, look at their pictures of their work. If their work's not really that great, why would you want someone with not that great work to teach you how to do nails well? Like, it doesn't make any sense. How to build your kit on a... Okay, just had to quickly... I'm actually out of breath. This is how unfit I am. I just ran from this room to 2 rooms away and now I'm shattered. I just had to get a battery. Get a charger because my phone was running out of battery. I think the last question was how to build a kit on a budget. So in terms of gels and stuff like that, I think the way that I did it was I bought like primary colours, make sure I had them, like a blue, a yellow, no, not a yellow, a blue, a red, a green. Just have like the main colours, and then a white and a black obviously. You can use your white and black to lighten or darken any of those colours that you've bought. Get like see-through glitters in a gel colour, in a gel form, so you could put them over any colour to make them glittery. And then also in terms of glitters as well, you can mix glitters together. Like, you can buy glitter mixes, absolutely, but until you're at a point where you can buy glitter mixes, mix your own. Like, just get a few different ones like that will go with each other, and then just mix them together if someone wants something different. I also, when I first started, I'd obviously buy the primary colours, make sure you've got like the go-to colours, like a colour from every colour scheme sort of thing. And then when clients came in, if they ever said like, oh, I wish you had this or I wish you had that, make a note of it, or literally say to them like, oh, if you want that colour for your next appointment, I'll get it in for you, and then get it in that way. Then you know then that the colours you're ordering people are going to actually wear, because obviously if you've got 2 clients and you've got 20 colours, chances are the clients are going to like at least hopefully like 5 of those colours. So that's 5 appointments that they're going to have booked in with the colours you've already got. So if you could save like £1 from every one of their, well, obviously it depends how much your gel polishes are, but if you save £2 from every one of their 5 appointments, that's £10, and you can buy 1 new colour then that they like. So it's that sort of thing. I'm not really helpful on building a kit on a budget, because I was very lucky that when I went to college, my mum paid for my college kit and stuff, because obviously I was 16 back then. I was working, but I was working just enough to get me to and from college every day. Well, I was working like every minute of every day, but I wasn't working for very much because I was 16, 15. So, yeah, so I just paid for my train tickets. My mum paid for everything for college. And then when I set up my business, she bought me all, like, she used to buy a lot, to be fair. She still does it every now and then when I don't have a colour that she wants, which is not very often because I have so many. But she used to do it all the time, and she'd be like, oh, I fancy this colour, because she'd look through like different websites and be like, oh, that looks lovely, I'm going to get you that because I really want it myself. And then that's how I built mine. When it comes to like birthdays, Christmas, ask for money so you can buy things, or ask people to buy you certain things. I send them a link. Obviously, it's a professional only website that you need to get it from yourself, then just ask for money for Christmas and stuff. My mum and dad won't give me money for nails anymore. Mainly because obviously I have enough money now to buy my own things, and because it's expenses now and it doesn't make any sense to keep buying things with your own personal money. So yeah, I think that's my best advice for that. I'm not very helpful with that because I've never really had like that, like you need to stop buying things you don't have enough money sense. Especially when it comes to nail things. Like anything else I'm really good with money. When it comes to nail stuff I can't help myself, which you could probably figure that out from all the hauls on my video on my channel. And then last thing, how to find clients. So I'm just going to bullet point these. Leaflets in local shops. There's usually notice boards in like big Tesco's and stuff like that. Pop up a card on there. Take cards in your bag everywhere. If someone on checkout says they like your nails, then just pass them a card. Give the business cards to your clients that work. Like I have a couple that work in like a doctor's surgery or in a shop, things like that. They can put some cards out for you there. Word of mouth is a massive thing. Also refer a friend schemes. Like if your client recommends a friend and they come to you, they both get 10% off or something like that. Make sure you are priced well if you're going to do that. You don't want to lose money to get new clients because that doesn't make any sense. How to find new clients. Selling sites in your local area is brilliant. They're really, really helpful. We've got loads in our local area and I'm all over them. Probably really annoying to be fair, but you want to make sure that people don't forget about you. So all lockdown I've been posting my business page everywhere. Even though they can't come to me, they'll remember then when I open, oh, there's that girl that's been posting. Her work looks really good, sort of thing. So you need to do that as well. Do friends and family. Do not do them for free. The only person that doesn't actually pay for their nails in my family is my mum, and that's because one, she does my ironing for me because I absolutely hate ironing, so that is a brilliant deal for me. And obviously at the beginning she bought all my stuff for me as well, so it wouldn't be fair to charge her, but everybody else pays. Take pictures, put them on a page, like make sure you've got business pages. You can use Instagram and Facebook to promote your page, which I have done a couple of times, but all it seems to do really is just get your likes on your page, and I'm not really bothered about that because you want those to be to be bums in seats, not just a like on a page. So, but yeah, I think that's the majority. Do gift vouchers as well, and then your clients can buy a gift voucher for their family, and then their family will come. I have a lot of people who like a family of people will come to me, like the mum of the house, and then her daughter will come, and then her sister, like her mum's other daughter, and then there's the daughter's daughter, and then like the grandparent. There's all sorts in my books, which is really, really lovely. How else can you get clients? You can post leaflets through people's doors. I did that back when I started. I haven't done that for a long time because, to be honest, all the crap that comes through our door drives me insane, and I don't want anyone to think of my business like that. So I don't do that, but obviously it depends on the sort of neighbourhood you live in and things like that. I personally don't like getting things through the door, but some people might. Yeah, just things like that. Like you can put offers on. I don't really promote offers that much because I don't think you should undersell yourself. And a lot of people that put offers on are already charging too little. If you're charging £15 for a set of acrylics that's going to take you 3 hours, and you tell everyone they can have 20% off if they come with a friend, even having that 2 people's worth of money, you're still not making enough for that 6 hours it's going to take you to do both people. So there's no point doing that. So yeah, I think that's about it really. I haven't got any more questions. Obviously, I probably have, but I've not found them because I'm awful. But this video is long enough as it is, so it's sort of a good thing that I lost some. Like I said, if you have got anything else to ask me, then you can ask me at any time. You don't have to wait for me to do these videos. But I just thought it's been a while since I sat down and spoke to you properly. It's been a really long time actually. I've got a lot of subscribers since the last time, so I thought it was about time. And I was going to do it with doing my nails as well, but then I thought, what sort of like get to know me Q&A is that good if you can't even see the person? Because a lot of you probably haven't even saw me before, so I thought it'd be best if I sat and spoke to you. now I need to get on with labelling because I didn't do any of that during this video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different for me, very, very long, so apologies for that. And like I said, if I did miss your comment and you're watching this thinking, where the hell is my question, just pop it in the comments of this video and I will answer that on here, or I'll do another one of these videos if I miss too many. I think that's it from me, really. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. If you do subscribe, then thank you very, very much. I'm very appreciative. If you don't, then do if you want to. If you don't, then don't, because why would you if you don't want to? And yeah, I'll be back soon. I hope you're all well and take care, and yeah, see you soon. Bye.